Oh, hello. We are live with a new game and my fantastic players. We're going to be playing Dark Heresy 2nd edition. We have a bit of a spread of characters. We have a Outcast, played by Jason. We have an Imperial Guard, played by Becky. And we have a Adeptus Telepathica, played by Giorgio. So, a bit of a mix. Hopefully they have enough skills between them to navigate the Hive Decilium. So we'll see. I don't know if you want to introduce yourselves at the moment, because I mean it's brand new characters. Do you want? Have you got enough background to want to do an introduction, or?
I'll pass.
Yeah, we'll let you build the background up before we do that then.
Thank you.
Like I say, this is going to be a starting adventure for Dark Heresy. You're on your home planet with your Inquisitor. There has been an alert, and everyone is turning out. The Inquisitor has ordered everybody aboard the Inquisitorial cruisers for a cleansing of a planet in a nearby sector. You're all lining up on a aerial deck, waiting for the Inquisitor. His barge is pulled up alongside the deck, and he is walking towards you. Not much of his body remains. Most of it's been replaced by cybernetics, and you all stand to attention, waiting. Alongside him, running to try and keep up, is a Adeptus Ministrarum, talking to him in sort of hushed tones. The Inquisitor stares straight ahead, but is obviously listening to what's being said to him. As he gets towards your group standing, waiting at attention, he turns and holds his hand up to stop the Administrarum. And he points at the last three people in the line, which happens to be you three. And he says, "Step forward." You do so into the close proximity of the Inquisitor. You've only seen probably a couple of times as being new acolytes. He says, "I've just been informed of a potential heresy in the Hive of Decilium." He said, we have business that cannot wait, so I'm sending you three ahead to deal with the circumstances. He said, you'll need to be careful. Hive Decilium holds many heresies and horrors, and there's been increasing reports of horrible deaths within the Hive's upper level, with odd items possibly of Xenos or Archaeotech nature found with each corpse. Nobles have related these were preceded with bouts of erratic and troublesome behavior, and worry that a Hive noble named Lys Galam has exhibited many of the same behaviors. You're tasked with the Emperor's work to investigate the deaths and, if possible, connections to any illicit artifacts, determine if there are any potential dangers of a wider nature, determine their distribution, recover and contain any items uncovered, lest they corrupt others. Carry the Emperor's light with you throughout the Hive, for there is little illumination to be found in this festering ancient edifice. Decilium teeters on the blade's edge of damnation, and one further heresy could topple the entire Hive into the abyss. Keep me updated on any major changes to the situation." And he turns and walks away, and the troop behind you that you were once part of follows him into his barge. So you have to go to Hive Decilium.
I see no problem with what we've just been tasked to do.
Wouldn't speak
Archaeotech
highly of us.
is any sort of technology before the long night, right?
Yeah, it's archaeology, technology spliced together. So ancient technology.
Uh-huh. And Xenos is anything alien or warp related.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Yeah. Well, we don't want to be seen languishing whilst he's still nearby, so presumably we have some kind of ship we can use.
yeah, you can commandeer any sort of equipment you need in the service of the Inquisitor,
Could be vulnerability.
especially here because you're actually Inquisitorial headquarters.
Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. We'll commandeer a ship and basic supplies, and it will be extravagant at this point.
So you do that. You
Well,
you get a ship to Hive Decileum. Well, what do you plan to do? You'll land at the spaceport.
Okay, so he said it was amongst the highborn. So should we?
Yeah,
We can't
okay,
easily infiltrate the highborn because they all know each other. So we'll have to. I would guess we're going to have to send a message ahead.
You can do.
Tell them to expect us.
Some of these highborns have obviously expressed concerns about this.
Do we know where any of these, aside from them being on the upper levels, do we know roughly where any of these bodies are, or have they already been collected?
They've already been collected. It's been happening over a period of time now.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, being us with the Inquisition, I mean, we could just get the necessary permits.
Yeah, I did.
You can get any information you want from the police, the affected police there.
Might be
What
worth
would
starting there
we-
then.
What would we need to infiltrate the high society on this planet? Is it a large enough population that we could present ourselves as highborn with, and they would?
It's a
Believe it.
massive population, yes.
So we could do that in order to infiltrate.
You could be an off-world noble as well if you wanted to pose as an off-world noble.
Given my accent, that's probably not going to be something I should do because I'm. This is my home planet. They'll recognize the lower class a mile away.
Right.
Yes, the deaths have been happening over a number of weeks, so most of the bodies have been cleared up.
And because I at least have some training, I do have bearing, which is obviously that of a soldier. So perhaps Lothos should present as our noble, me his bodyguard, and you as a
bodyguard would not be unusual for a noble.
and you could pass as his valet.
Yeah, valet or
Okay.
assistant.
And then that would enable us to move in a more unseen manner in the first instance.
Yeah.
But we'll have to make our presence known amongst some nobles. Perhaps if we were to... what do we say to get everyone together? Maybe acquire a property and have an opening ball. What are the customs on this planet? Like, what can we make use of?
You
to
could
meet
do
everyone?
that. You could do that. You could contact perhaps someone in the local police or someone if you roll me a. Let me see what's the. Should put up the character sheets on all the bits and pieces, or shouldn't I? Where's the 94? Yes, so if you wanted to maybe
I feel like everything we do at this point feels like it's going to be an inquiry, which is something I'm going to suck at.
No, I was thinking more like something for like a local knowledge thing. See if any of you know anything about
Common law?
common law. Yeah, do common law if anyone's got that.
I'm only familiar with underworld common law.
Well, you could do that. If you do that,
I mean-
if you pass,
Unlikely, but I might know something I don't.
you don't know anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
not about this world. I'm from a forge world. This means nothing to me.
Yeah.
So, just tell me how it works again. So I've only got it in known. So do I just roll under my intelligence for that? Or
If
try and
it's
roll?
known, no, you
Yeah.
just you just roll intelligence because you've got no bonuses to it. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's absolutely a fail.
Okay, absolutely a fail. Okay.
Sure. Any chance?
I mean, I don't really have. I was looking at my character sheet to see if I got something that might be useful beside what you're trying to do.
Well, if you haven't
No.
got common law, it's just intelligence minus 20.
Yeah, man.
Let's do the toughie minus
Ooh.
20.
How
Oh,
did
that's
you
a
remember
7.
that? I didn't remember
Oh,
that.
well, there you go.
That's a 7, so definitely it's a pass of some sort.
Okay. You have heard of a noble on the planet that has been. You've heard from in the ranks of the Telepathica. You have heard of a noble that
I
they
mean,
helped.
being an Iborn myself, maybe I know them from my upbringing.
You are a highborn, are you?
Yes.
Oh, there you go then. Yes, you will know someone on the planet. Your family will have a connection to someone on the planet that you can use as an introduction or even question. You feel confident enough about this person that they will keep your inquiries secret or confidential because
And
of
if
your
they
family
don't?
connection.
Perfect.
Let's make our start there. Perhaps investigate with the police based on what they say. And if necessary, we can use some resources and acquire a property, do a big ball, get everyone there kind of thing. We'll keep that in the back pocket for now as a possibility. So we'll start
Okay.
with Lothos's family connection. Definitely.
Okay, so you arrive at the spaceport. It is quite busy. Everything on this planet is busy because it's so crammed in. And you travel to see Giorgio's connection across the city. The city is quite. I mean, Becky's character might be more familiar with the type of place, being from a forge world. But as you travel on the raised, what do you call it, mag train, you look out the window, and the sights and sounds of the city and smells of the industry abound. For the whole planet is devoted to almost entirely to production, controlled at the whims of the consortium and a few of the more commercially active nobles. The air is stale and thick with smog, despite the constant whirring of our hive air circulators. During the shift changes, walkways and thoroughfares are crowded with exhausted, blank-eyed workers, while mag trains, like the one you're in, screech past overhead on ill-kept rails. The sounds of the hive's life-sustaining systems and the machinery of the manufactorums overlap, creating a constant drone of noise in the background. The harsh light of flickering cam lamps and electro torches cast deep shadows. Bursts of flame from manufactorums' vents periodically providing illumination. The citizens do well to stick to the main roads, averting their gaze from the dark crevices and alleyways. So it's a pretty grim place.
It's my first time on a hive world, your home world. I must say, the air smells much sweeter than my own home.
It might.
Oh, this is it on a good day.
It sort of improves as you train, as the gradient increases, and you climb up to the apex of the city, where all the highborns are located. and you get off at the stop you need, and you take some sort of taxi or conveyance to Lothos's contact, where you find this a fine, well-kept mansion, plasteel of inlaid doors, even some small plants outside, which is greatly ostentatious in this city.
From this moment, we should be in character.
Okay, so
So I sort of start trying to act like a bodyguard.
okay,
Easy for you. You just have to look tough, like you normally do.
Oh, my back.
I mean, I did.
Oh,
I did
yes.
understand.
I
I did understand that this contact was giving us some sort of recognition about our actual role without spitting it to third parties. So really, we are
Yes,
not playing
he
any
will
sort
do.
of part.
Oh,
Sure.
so we can all go in as Inquisitor.
if you wanted to,
apprentice.
yeah, if you want to. But I was going to say, what's outside in public, you might want to keep that persona going. Are you using your real names, or are you using assumed names?
My real name is as alien to this place as any assumed names, so
Okay, so if you want to enter,
I could do a local translation, call myself Big Tent.
do you want you want
yeah.
to enter?
Yeah.
Okay, so Gaius steps forward and pushes the bell, maintaining.
Yeah. Well,
your-
I push the bell, but then step back, so I'm slightly behind
back, yes.
Lothos.
After a short time, the door opens wide, and a servant stands inside, and he says, "How may I help you?"
You didn't tell us the name of this noble eyeborn. That might be interesting to meet somebody I know without knowing its name.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't know if you've met this guy or not yourself, but he certainly has family connections to you. Okay? So do you want to have met him?
That's
or
an
do you want
excellent
to-
name. I think the chat has a brilliant suggestion.
Yeah. Jason has a brilliant suggestion.
Hi, my friend.
Okay. Phil G.
Hi, my friend.
Philgum. As a name, I think that's Philgum. Yeah.
Philgum.
Film.
Yeah.
It's more like Irish.
Hi,
Philgum.
my friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Philgum. Yeah, go with that. Why
I've
not?
lost
That's
it
fine.
now.
All characters in this campaign will now be called Philgum.
Philgum 1 or 2 and 3.
Pilgrim.
And he says, "How may I help you, sir?"
Oh, yes. Why, good morning. We are here to see this family friend of mine, Lord Philgum.
Oh, you must be Lord Lathus. We've been expecting you. Please come inside.
And of course, I get inside. These are my two associates.
Oh, I assume yes. I assume they were. If you would like to follow me, sir, we shall. You can wait in the drawing room, and my lord will be here shortly. And
Thank
he
you
takes
very
you and seats you in this very pleasant, opulent room. Very well appointed, very comfortable.
I stand behind the whatever sofa he sits on, so he can't
And
be
he asks
approached
if-
from behind.
Okay. He asks if you would like any refreshments,
No, thank you.
and he disappears.
Yeah, I mean, I
Sure.
didn't really mean to answer for Raja and Gaius, but then again.
Well,
so,
yeah,
You
I mean,
do.
the servant might not be in on it.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, shortly afterwards, the door is flung open, and Philium, what do we call it, Philium then, is it? Comes in the room and says, Lothos, my dear friend, he says, so please you could come. And he shuts the door and he says, this room is secure and is soundproofed, so you may talk freely here.
I really hope it
I
is.
would vouch for all my servants, but it's probably best not to push our luck.
That is really much appreciated. Of course, I stand up and shake his hand.
Which he shakes back quite heartily. He says, how will maybe be of assistance on our little planet?
We've been told about something particular going on with some erratic behavior of some people that died in the past couple of weeks. You mentioned, Phil, was it right?
Yes.
Couple of weeks.
The last few weeks, yes. Yes. It has been the talk of the hive. Yes, very most disturbing. Most disturbing.
Do you have maybe grasped any more details in the high rooms?
Well, I
We
believe
talked about
the bodies that have been found have all been found with strange. I don't know what's the word he says. Items, and in quite a very poor state. Even though the bodies were fresh, they have been mutilated quite badly.
peri or post-mortem?
Pre-death.
Okay.
Yes.
So I
Obviously,
assume
these people were. I think it's assumed these people were alone, as the items were still with the body when they were found.
I didn't get the part with the body that you said. I'm sorry, I didn't.
They assumed the people were alone at the time of death because the strange items, were found with the body, not taken away by anybody.
Okay. And I assume the bodies are now in custody of the police force.
Well, the last one or two, maybe he said. Probably the others have probably been fed to the furnaces by now.
What about the accoutrements found with the bodies? What has happened with those?
I assume that they're being held by the authorities. They should be, he said. They should be. That would be the way it is done.
Is there any connection between the people that have had this fate?
Oh, sorry, are there any
Is there any connection between the people that have had this fate, whether by a business dealing or clan or family or social standing?
The only thing that appears to be common amongst them is the finding these artifacts with them. That seems to be the only thing they have in common.
So there has been a distribution amongst different families and ranks of
Different
nobles.
families and different ranks, different classes of people as well. They're not all highborn. Somehow the lower echelons have been able to acquire some strange items.
I whisper to Lothos to ask if there is a pattern to the nature of their deaths, like if there's any kind of, signature method of killing.
Not a signature method of killing, no. But they do all seem to have some very strange behavior for a period of time before their deaths. They're erratic. They become troublesome.
As in excessively violent.
Some have been violent, some have been withdrawn.
Okay, and somehow they end up mutilated here and there across the hive.
Yes,
with
Yes.
strange items in their possession.
and the items seem to vary quite a bit. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're large. I've not heard of any sort of ideas of where these things have come from either.
So there are no hypotheses of the origin of these objects.
I've not heard of any origin. Somehow they're being, I would assume, brought onto the planet.
Yeah, somehow they might be smuggled or something of sorts.
It is possible. The spaceport, the void port, is extremely busy.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find
Lothos, do you think it would be prudent for us to ask for some modest but secure private lodgings of your contact?
we can certainly arrange something appropriate for someone of your level. It should not be a problem.
So give or take, this is me, player, talking. So basically, we got nothing because it's being several people coming from different ranks in society. They all ended up with these objects that he's not able to describe or assess his origin, and they've been all in different parts of town. They've been found dead and mutilated. Is it?
Okay, I mean, if you think back to what your Inquisitor said to you, there is how did he put it? There has been worrying reports about a hive noble called Lance Gillian. He's exhibited many of the same behaviours.
Right. So we'll ask this Philgum about this Lance
Right.
Gideon.
I just assumed as player that he'd also died, but no, apparently. So okay.
Yes.
I must have mentally skipped that part.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot of information you're trying to take in there, so that's not a problem. There are rumours of his strange behaviour, yes, he says. Gideon family is quite old, but it is a shadow of its former glory. It's lost much of its wealth and standing on planet. But for many weeks now, he has been rarely seen outside of his manor house.
Is this a family you know well? Do you know Lance?
I know the family, not him so well. He's always been a little bit strange. And over these last few weeks, I've been told he's become very strange. But some of his wider family is quite concerned for him.
I'm gonna ask this to you, Lord Philgum, quite explicitly. It's being really interested, or you believe he was really interested in something that might be considered weird, as in ancient technology or knowledge of sorts.
Well, it's only a rumor, he says. I don't know, because I don't know him that well. But it's only a rumor that it has been said that he is expending great sums of money. But if you look at the family mansion, it's used to be opulent, but it is now very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Dilapidated. It's been let go badly. He's not spending the money on the house or the furnishings. The house is on the lower level of the apex. Sorry, Becky?
He has taken on an obsessive purpose.
Seems to have, yes. He's even been sighted descending into the main hive. It's obviously something that any noble would avoid unless he had pressing business. But yeah, so when he has been seen in public, everyone says his appearance has been dishevelled and unkempt. There's a strange air of urgency and irritation about him.
Thank you.
But like I say, he's rarely seen these days. Rarely seen.
I give the others the look that we should be in private and form our plans.
He says, I will go and see about those accommodations for you if you would give me about a few minutes.
Thank you.
Pleasant, thank
And
you.
he'll leave the room.
So if we're going to treat this guy as a suspect of some kind of, potentially, theories could be like a psychic influence or anything Xenos.
Rather than guilty per se, maybe a victim. That
Innocence
is
proves
with-
nothing, but yes,
Yeah,
it could.
as you
He
know,
might
but-
not be the. He might not be the kingpin we're after.
I don't think so.
But
Yeah, I
certainly
mean-
somebody doing the legwork.
Mm.
But we need to analyze his movements and also correlate them against the events thus far, if we can.
Mm.
We need to find somebody who knows him well and put the fear of the Emperor into them.
Have you finished you've got a plan? Are you finished what you're...
Yeah, I think I've just got one more question, really, which is, does this Lance Gideon have any known associates?
Right.
Perhaps something to
Beyond
ask on the way to our rooms.
Yes,
Yeah, also-
okay, so Fillion will return. He says, everything's been arranged. He says, I can take you there myself. If you have any further questions you'd like to ask, please feel free. I have to step out in about an hour. So
You've been
I'll be
most
back
gracious.
before evening.
Just the one question. Do you know of any associates of Lance Gideon?
Well, like I say, he keeps much to himself. Recently, he'll be walking and talking with you as you go. He's refused visits now from his family and friends, even important business associates. He has a bodyguard that he always seems to be seen with. A very serious man. By the name of... Why can you never find it when you want it? That's not his name, by the way. Where is he? Sank Strenwell. That's his bodyguard's name.
Okay.
That's the only... Here, I'll put it in the chat. That's the only person I believe he sees beyond his servants. He doesn't allow... they're not usually allowed... anyone's not usually allowed in his house at the moment. They turn him away with talk that he's busy or ill or indisposed in some way, out of the house on business.
That could
And
be.
even family
We need.
and what were close friends.
I assume they're not guarding the premises 24/7, so we might as well intercept him. Like,
There'll be no guards on the house, he says. As far as I'm aware, the only guard that he has is his bodyguard.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about the bodyguard. I assume he's not in his house 24/7. He goes
He'll live in
doing
the house.
errands and such.
Yeah, he'll live in the house.
Oh, I live there. Fuck.
We need to draw him out then.
Yeah, either draw him out or try and see if he has like certain days to do errands. Maybe talk. I mean, if this Lance Gideon is the one smuggling artifacts and he's not leaving the house, maybe the bodyguard is and attending interviews and meetings in his stead. It'd be something.
When we're alone, then we'll start
worth
formulating our plans. So we clearly need to talk to the police, try and get a look at these strange items,
Yeah.
and a corpse or two if we can,
Mhm.
get an idea of what's going on. I think we need
definitely
to get
can.
Lance Gideon and Sank Strenwell. We need to know what they look like. So if the police have images, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And I think we probably need to observe the house, and follow them when they leave.
Yeah, like an actual surveillance.
Yeah. One thing we could consider is perhaps replacing Sank Strenwell.
In what way you mean replace him? What, kill him off? And
Well, eliminate him and replace him.
okay,
The
that's
next
possible.
logical hire.
Yeah.
That can take some time, though, because we have to get in position to be the next logical hire first.
Well, yes.
Well, yeah, that is true. Okay. What you will know about bodyguards, okay, is highborns will tend to have a oath sworn bodyguard. That will die for him, die for the Lord rather than see him harmed. So this is the role that
I could take that oath without breaking it, because no oath can supersede that I've already given to the Emperor.
true. No, but I mean, this guy will be one of these oath sworn bodyguards.
Oh, yeah. I know we can't turn him, but which is why the thought of replacing him comes up.
Okay, so I mean, you can contact. I mean, the back to the Inquisitors base if you want to, but on planet the police are called sanctuaries. Okay, so you could maybe, I don't know if you want to contact the sanctuaries on the planet and maybe give up some of your anonymity at the moment, or do you want to go completely undercover?
I think we need a good cop, don't we? But we just want one, really. I don't think we want to be walking through the front door.
Your host might be able to suggest something.
Like if we could get a meeting with a high-ranking policeman, maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe we don't want high. What do you reckon?
I reckon that we might, as you are saying, try to get a meeting with someone high up, somewhat legitimate. Also, to put it in French, so very polite. Talking in the sanctuary, saying that we are inquisitors, so whipping our dicks out, I assume, will give us the more intel we can get.
Yeah, but if we do that, I really only want to expose our cover to one person. So it's either got to be somebody high up, or we want to get a detective on side.
Detective on the side, you say?
A detective that's on the case, if we could win over one.
Yeah.
So that's the other option, isn't it? You can either sort of go in sort of officially at a high level.
Yeah. I assume, I mean, as a player, I would prefer someone high up because I would have a direct link with our contacts. So it's more
of a social class that could maybe intimidate or at least work with them. They see you on a same or higher level. As if you just went to a policeman as a higher policeman that's just undercover, just normal people, then they probably wouldn't deal with you.
Either that or might be like, oh fuck, I cannot think of the word. Conspirationists. That's my main doubt. As in, if we are relying on a lead from our contact that is a clean lead, we have no error margin or a very narrow error margin. But
I
if
see
we
what you're
try
getting
to
at, yeah.
convince some low-life or low-level detective, we don't know how far this heresy spreads.
Whoever we contact, there's a risk that they are in some way corrupted by whatever heresy we're investigating, right? So whoever we talk to, there's always a chance of this. So
Yeah. I'm
the
I'm
goal
talking
is to
about error
expose ourselves
margin.
as little as
You
possible.
could, okay, you could,
So I think
you could,
what you're saying is good.
you could either use your contact through your host, or you might be able to contact the Inquisitor's office to see if they have any information on who they consider to be the most pure.
With access to the
Oh
case.
fuck.
Yes.
Okay.
I would
so,
suggest we would
Do
talk
that.
to the Inquisition.
yeah.
You're going to contact the Inquisition.
I find it as a player really funny that we're being sent here because of an heresy. There is an Inquisition office that apparently isn't doing shit to
Not
solve
here. Not here. It's not.
this heresy.
You're contacting back home.
Ah, okay. No, I assume there was an on-site
No.
office.
There's just local police here.
Okay.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay. So I assume we can contact the Inquisition first.
Still-
Ask them if we got some sort of legitimate liaison with the sanctuary, and if we do, we go to that contact.
Yes. Well, you can contact the Inquisition office back where you came from. They will, you'll receive a note. They will search the records and get back to you in the morning.
Shit.
Okay.
What time of day is it?
You arrived in the morning. It's probably sort of like late afternoon, early evening at the moment.
Okay, so it's
Can't
not
imagine
really that
anything
far
with
away.
Julian.
Oh, by the way, it's a 20-hour sun cycle on this planet.
I was trying and seeing if I got anything I might try and do.
Who's Lance Gideon then?
What? Sorry.
I was just making a note of the other NPC.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was his name, Lance Gideon.
No.
I got it as Lance Gideon.
Lance. Yes, sorry,
Yeah,
Lance.
I spelled it
Oh
like that.
God, I
think
was
it's right.
close.
You were
Jesus, I'm
sure,
only
yeah,
hearing
close.
it by ear.
So
I thought you were going to say no. It's film kafnufness or something.
yes, so it's getting on to early evening. What did you want to do? Do you want to do anything now, or do you want to jump forward to the morning? Do you want to recce the mansion, or
We could have a little look outside of Lance Gideon's mansion because I assume we've got that address. So
you will have that address? Yes.
just even if it's just to get an idea of where we could establish some observation points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you do go to the general area, and as we said, it's on the lower level of the apex. And in the eyes of nobility, because it's so low down, he's considered like no better than like a merchant prince, or he's lower aristocracy now as the house is in decline.
New money.
Yeah, and as you sort of pass by, wherever you want to do it, walking or in some sort of conveyance, it's clear at a glance that the house has seen better days. There's crumbling stonework, tarnished plasteel, shows a shocking degree of neglect. There are two looming globes. One is flickering intermittently that illuminates a large doorway. That's with two heavy wooden doors set back, and the doors seem to have elaborate carvings on them. But obviously, it's grimy and dirty, not what it once was.
To observe the carvings, is there any kind of symbology there that might be meaningful?
Okay, yeah, you've got plenty of time, so there's probably no need to roll for anything like that. So, yes, a short flight of stairs, broad steps, leads up to the doors, and the carvings seem to be of mythical wasteland beasts from Desilium's ancient legends.
I'm sorry, I didn't get this last part, Phil.
They're the mythical beasts from the legends of this planet.
Okay.
What is that?
Which raises the spectre of that. What was the word you used for ancient tech?
Archaeotech.
Archaeotech.
Yeah. So the street is lined with similar sort of buildings, old mansions. There are some that have been dilapidated and vacated. Some have been demolished and rebuilt.
Are there any good spots where we could observe the front and side entrances from? Is there like
There's no
cafe
way. Not in this area, I'm afraid. No, I mean there's probably a dilapidated vacant house across the road, but you'd only be able to see the front doors.
Mm-hmm.
If you went around the back, you could probably sort of like it'd probably just be in an alleyway. You'd probably have to stand in a doorway somewhere and view at a distance their back gate, as it were.
Okay. So what about like if we parked a vehicle on the street somewhere?
Yes, you could park a vehicle on the street. You could definitely do that.
Sort of do the old kind of like blacked out windows kind of thing.
In a van, yeah, you could do that.
Repairs on the on the wiring, electrician.
TV repairs and satellite man, yeah, you could do something like that.
Okay. And if we did that, could we see both entrances? Would there be another way they could get out?
You'd have to be two teams to see both entrances. You couldn't see back and front at the same time.
Okay.
And is there anyone observing the mansion now, by the way, as we're walking around it?
Ooh. Do we a scrutiny test?
Scrutiny. Perception. It's not known. That's not going to have a great deal of chance of success, but we'll roll it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that either before.
I got about as far away from a success as I could possibly roll.
I am very, very close.
Very,
okay.
very close.
Spend luck points.
Well, we haven't got any luck points, but I was going to ask you to remind me how fate points worked in this game.
Fate points, okay, yes. I've got the page written down for that because I knew that question.
We have our thresholds written down, but I don't know what our current is.
They came with your class, so mine, for example, the current is also 2.
Yeah, one of us got 2, one got 3, one got 4. That was a threshold. Is that also the current then?
Yeah.
Yes, so that's what you've got to do to pass it, but obviously you've got your minus on top of that, which is...
Yeah. So basically, my perception is 30, but it's not. But the skill isn't known, so I would need a 10 to pass. I've rolled a 13, so I just want to
Yeah.
see if I can make that a pass somehow.
Oh, there I am.
Because it's hella close.
Okay, so fate points will be like you can do something like a re-roll on that, can you? So
That's just still improbable, though, isn't it?
Yeah. If there's any way to,
Okay,
minus
fate
20
points.
or 10 or something, then
okay, so
Can you
fate
modify a
threshold
roll?
represents a maximum number of fate points. That's the maximum number of fate points using fate points. Player can. So a character has a limited pool of fate points. Yes, I know. Burning fate points. Okay, so here we go. You can re-roll a test. You can gain a +10 to a test.
That
Must be chosen before the die roll, but we'll let that go this time.
Oh,
And
really? Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
Well,
great.
because I'm just
Fuck it up
explaining
really
the
bad.
GMing. Add 1 degree of success to a test, may be chosen after the dice roll. Count as having rolled a 10 for initiative. Instantly remove 1d5 damage. Cannot be used on critical. Instantly recover from being stunned or remove all levels of fatigue. So they're quite powerful. Fate dice. I meant to write that down actually. Fate points, not fate dice.
Well, in that case, I will spend a fate point to add a +10.
Which makes it a success.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
So you're saying, what was the question? Was anyone else watching the house?
Yes.
Okay. There's no other cars in the street. So no one's watching this. No one's watching the front of the house from the street. If you look at the buildings along the street, especially the vacant ones that you might have been thinking of using as some sort of lookout post, you can see no one in those buildings either. The mansions that are occupied, occasionally someone looks out of a window, but you don't think that's just curiosity of what's going on outside. If you walk around the block to the back alleyway, you can see, apart from servants putting out waste bins and things, and the bins being collected, there doesn't appear to be anybody watching the back either.
Okay. Nobody hiding in the rubble of the demolished,
No,
dilapidated.
can't see anybody there either. If you go, you can always go in and investigate, but you can't see anybody from where you are. You've actually go out the street.
If we failed a past scrutiny check, then there's no one there, is there?
Still, if there are people hiding, if we're observing them for several hours, they've got to come out at some point. So,
well, at some point, yeah. But yeah. So okay. Well, we know what we've got to do to set up surveillance now, and unfortunately, it means surveilling it from two directions, which means being in communication and basically two vans.
Yeah, well, you can get that.
Or parked limos.
You can get that. I mean, funds are not an issue for you.
Very nice.
Okay. Well, we'll head back to our digs and wait for the morning, yeah?
Okay.
Anyone got any other ideas?
Yeah, no, not really.
Your host is at home when you get there, and you have a pleasant enough evening.
Wait, are our digs not private?
You can have a private, if you want a separate building, you mean, or do you want private?
Well, I assumed it would be a separate building, but
okay, yeah, you can have
if it's in the main building, then a wing to ourselves or something, so we've got privacy to.
Yeah, something like the pool house. Something of sorts.
Okay, yeah, you can have. They'll have like a granny flat that you can use. Yeah, so you have got privacy.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to discuss more tonight, or not?
I can't think of anything. I think we've pushed everything as far as we can go until we talk to the police, haven't we?
Okay.
And actually
Yeah,
start
and-
surveillance. That's the
Yeah.
do the police first. But
Yeah, to be fair, I don't have that strong of ideas that needs to be completed before talking to the police.
Okay. You wake in the morning to a reply from your inquisitorial office.
they found the card index.
Yeah, it's a big card index. Someone's had to walk like 3 or 4 miles to get that card. Yes, they think they've found somebody who has had very good reports from past inquisitorial operations. He seems to be, as far as they can tell, honest. He is a detective. He doesn't particularly have high, particularly especially good reports within the department. But he is considered to be honest by the Inquisition, and sort of like a law-abiding.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's not that big of a shot, but still as the general favor of the Inquisition per se.
His name is Enrin Turnbert. Tunbert. Wait, I'll put it in the chat. Enrin.
Don't tell me I've spelt it wrong.
You did spell it wrong.
No,
I don't know,
right.
of course. Yay! Okay.
Did I forget an umlaut or something?
Umlaut.
This Bert is going to turn on us. It's literally in his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll say he is reliable, but he is looked on with a little bit of disdain by the
Perfect. So he'll be able to
superiors.
get away with getting evidence out and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you okay with
Okay.
working with a detective, Lothos, or do you feel we should go with the senior route still?
No, couldn't care less.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
And let's,
it's all error margin, as I was saying before. Someone appointed by the Inquisition itself, I assume it's really low error. So
Yeah.
I'm fine going that
Agree.
route.
So I guess we would, in the first instance, phone up whatever sanctuary office Enrin works at, ask to speak and ask to meet.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Are you going to give any reason to want to beat him or not?
We should. We need to assure him that it's above board, don't we? But why don't we ask for the meeting to be at the estate of Lord Lothos? Not Lord Lothos. Sorry, Lord Lothos's contact, Filgum.
Filgum, could you?
Yeah.
Because that way he's more likely to A, attend, and B, we've got the privacy and control, and we know that it's just that detective. Because if you meet in public, he might have other people there and be concerned about, and a meeting's been arranged, I could have a hit on me kind of thing, you know. Whereas if it's at a Lord's Manor, then you kind of remove that, don't you?
Okay, so you're going to make that call.
Yeah, I'll do it. As I just
Okay, so yes, you get put through to him after a couple of minutes waiting, and he says, "Tunbert."
Representing Lord Filgum, would appreciate if you could visit the Manor House today for a discussion in private, just yourself, Detective.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Any information on what it's regarding?
Not yet.
Okay. Are you saying this is immediate or?
At your earliest convenience.
Of course, I'll be there as soon as I can. Give me 2 hours.
If it has to be that long, so be it.
Well, that's what happens when you say earliest convenience. That could technically be anything.
Well, he's got things to.
He's got shirts to press.
Those donuts don't eat themselves. So, what you can do? You're going to wait at the house. Do you want to go back to see Lance's manor, or?
Yeah.
I was thinking about arranging the using the time to arrange some vans to do the observation with and kitting them out.
Okay. And you're going to book these vans under assumed names?
Well, presume we're because we basically want a surveillance van, don't we? So we want kit in it with cameras and recording devices or whatever else. So in order to build that, we probably actually have to put the kit together ourselves, don't we? So order it from all manner of places.
You could buy cameras. Obviously, listening devices might be a little bit more problematic. You could
You've
put
got
some with
distance
you.
involved.
You could bring a small surveillance kit with you.
Okay. Well, that being the case, then yeah, we just got to get some vans. So we'll just.
Which is very easy to arrange. You can spend the next 2 hours doing that, perhaps.
Yeah.
Some sort of transport you can sit in the streets. Okay. Are you going for the similar type of van, or are you going to go for something different?
We'll get 2 different vans, second-hand, nothing special.
Okay. That's fine. You can set that up, no problem at all. With people, you can hire vans. After a couple of hours, then, Enrin turns up at the mansion and rings the doorbell. Your host is actually out
That's
on
all right.
business.
Same, bro.
And the same servant that's met you will show the officer into the same room as you met Philomene. And he enters the room, and the servant shuts the door behind him. And he says, he looks at Lothos and says, "Oh, Lord Fulham, I'm pleased to meet you. Intrigued to know what this is about."
Who's doing the talking?
It's addressing you, so
Yeah, so you do the
I'll
talking.
just play our roles for the moment. But I assume
yeah.
we're going to pull the Inquisition card in a moment. But that's all I'll
He
do.
doesn't know what Lord Fulham looks like, so he assumes that you're Lord Fulham.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the most good-looking, I assume. Why, yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Detective. Thank you for coming here on such short notice. You see, this high up from the city, we are growing generally more concerned about the events that are taking place in the last few weeks, if you know what I mean.
Oh, understandable, sir.
So I wanted to know if the sanctuary is doing something to protect the population, to protect us from this weird hocus pocus that's going on.
Well, sir, we have obviously the items that have been found with the bodies. They are locked away in safekeeping. The bodies have had autopsies. The results are back. The bodies have been disposed of, having rendered all information that they could. And we are working on a couple of assumptions to hopefully prevent this happening again.
I believe we need to disclose to him Lothos.
I just wanted to see what he was willing to say to someone who's not, like, clearly on his side of the things.
Why so much money?
You see, Mr. Turnbert, my name is Lothos, and I'm with the Inquisition. We are here investigating what you are investigating on.
The Inquisition's involved.
Surprise!
Nobody expects this moment.
The Warhammer Inquisition. Muffled screaming in the background.
He said, I was aware of the possibility, bearing in mind the types of items the body's been found with.
This is where you come in. We don't wish to raise a high profile within the Sanctuary Department. So we're going to need you to provide us with copies of all of the paperwork and details of exactly what these items are and the conditions of the bodies.
And I really want to be perfectly clear with you, Mr. Turnbert. You are the only one in the sanctuary knowing of our presence here. If any intel comes out from said sanctuary, you'll be held responsible and acted accordingly.
I understand, sir. Yes. Well, I can give you a brief appreciation of information we have so far.
You can and you will.
Likewise, you should also know that we've chosen you because the Inquisition holds you in high regard.
Oh, that's very good to know. I do try. He says, the Emperor's guiding light shines in the darkest places, as they say. Yes, as I said, the items have been locked up securely.
Can you disclose a little bit more about said artifacts? Did you already determine the destination of use or something?
They seem to be various shapes and sizes. They are quite a few of them tend to be quite strange. They appear to be small but extremely heavy. There's no engravings on them. They appear to be quite black. It's a very strange sort of thing. There doesn't appear to be any obvious use for them, he said, you would say, but you'd find them very disturbing if you were in the presence of one. He said there's a strange feeling with them.
Might they be some sort of manufactured, or they look like raw materials? Are they artifacts per se, or just like rocks?
They're certainly not rocks. They have been manufactured. I mean, they're it'd be one is a perfect cube, for instance, sharp cornered, edged. Of the they tell me it's purple, but you would think it was black, he says.
Okay, Phil, given the general description that we are giving of the artifacts up to now, may I attempt some sort of I got the Forbidden Lore warp?
Okay. Yes, of course you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
If maybe comes from intelligence, oh fuck me.
Have you got a plus 20 in that or something?
No, I just got the known one.
Okay.
But that's a normal pass. That's a 44 out of 45 intelligence that I have.
Okay, so yes, you from the description that he's coming across, you think that it could possibly be some sort of Xenos artifact.
Okay.
Yeah, he has that counter.
Okay, so we are making the first assumption given your first summaries, but we will wait eagerly for you to share the proper papers and analysis that you've conducted so far.
And he says the autopsies have been most disturbing, he says. The bodies were quite mutilated. But what the autopsy showed is it appears to be that the victims did it to themselves, tearing their skin with their own hands.
Okay, so it wasn't like neatly made. It was a lot more scratching and tearing apart.
Scratching, bashing their head against a pavement or a wall until it broke their skull open, rending their face or their body, cutting off arms or fingers.
Well, like a regular Wednesday afternoon. Is anything else you might share with us? Maybe any links met between the victims per se, or the place where the bodies were found?
I said, no, the
Where'd he
body's
go?
been found all over, he says. Likewise, the only linking thing would appear to be the artifacts.
Okay.
Where they're coming from, we do not know. There's no record of anything like this being found on Decilium.
Right.
So the assumption we're working on, he said, is they're being brought in.
Protein.
What about archaeology?
Science speaker protest.
Like I said, there's no record I've been able to discern that anything like this has been found on planet.
What are your working theories at the moment?
He looks at Lothos and says, "If you excuse me for talking frankly, my lord.
Just think about protest with science speak.
My working theory, although it has been put aside by upper ranks, is that decadent nobles
That's right.
have been buying illicit and illegal items,
That's right, you fiend.
and so many has come in that that it has been possible for even the lower classes to access some smaller items."
Do you have any particular nobles in mind?
I've been told that there is a family called Gideon that has been displaying. The Inquisition's already
Stop your hacking.
already heard of those stories. Yes, it seems to be quite disturbing. There's not even the sanctuaries
Oh, I
can
guess I did
get
work.
a meeting with him at the moment.
Do you have a description of his appearance?
I can get you photographs.
Of
Ideally,
Lance Gideon and
He's up
Sanks
my
Drenwell would be interested to us.
His bodyguard. Yes, certainly.
Get off my riches.
Ah,
Get off my riches.
I quite like this fellow, if I'm being honest.
he's been very
So-
compliant for now.
So compliant, so cooperative.
That's the Inquisition. He's not really.
That's not fair because like the value of 4 isn't X.
He knows the penalty for.
For treason and heresy.
So, would you like to take a little bit of a break there?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I was just rolling, but I'm glad.
So,
I'm happy with the break. 5 minutes?
Sure thing. 5 minutes.
See ya.
you know, the value
Okay.
of 4 isn't X, so why doesn't it equal 2?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Found a new game that I've been playing with Jason. It's a 2-player game. It's called Split Fiction. Oh, so good.
Oh, is it good?
Oh
It's
my
amazing.
god.
Yeah. There's a part of me that's a bit disappointed with role playing tonight because I want to play it.
Is it that
We'll
good? Is
play
it
it tomorrow, but yes, it is that good. It is that good.
Yeah, I think we'll have completed it very quickly. I don't think it'll have great replay value.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's still worth the money.
But that's the same. Like, I keep saying this about all sorts of features. It's like that's the nature of a platforming game.
Is it a platforming game? Well, I suppose it is.
Of course it is. You're jumping
Story-driven
around on
platformer,
platforms
yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Cooperative.
But yeah, 2 people play it. It's you definitely don't play alone. Perfect for a married couple into gaming.
Yeah. Excellent. Oh, so it's that good, is it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just play it with your kid.
Which one though?
Well, Jupiter's always on the computer, isn't he?
Yeah, it is.
That's
Yeah.
true,
My daughter, Ophelia used to play, but she's sort of given up. Actually, and she doesn't do that anymore.
What's she into instead? Art, writing.
Music mainly, I think. Yeah, she used to do music and
Wasting
stuff.
a life.
Yeah.
That's my geography teacher put it.
Fuck your geography teacher.
Yeah. Oh no, this is a little story just before we go. Right, because my family is quite musical. Right, I've got musicians in my family that like big in their respective fields, and so like geography every week. I used to like quarter of an hour into the lesson. I used to bugger off and need music lessons. Right, need drums, as it was back then. Only because the guitar lessons were full up. But the my geography teacher got fed up, right? Stopped me from going to my drum lesson, and I'm like refusing. I'm like, no, I'm paying for a bloody drum lesson. I'm going turn huge row in the classroom. So I said, well, you could explain it to my mother then. So I give my mum's phone number. I said, call her now. If she agrees, then I'll stay in class.
So
And of course, my mum, daughter of like greatest jazz trumpeter in history kind of thing, why would she want to learn about fucking rocks when she could be a rock star?
Oh, there you go. She got to go to your drum lesson then.
Oh god, yeah, I never got stopped again. But it was the fact he turned it into this huge scene in front of everyone and thought geography would be this important foundation of education, this cornerstone of everything. It's like geography is the shittest science. It's not
Well,
even
he's
a
got
science.
to, isn't he? He's put his whole life on it. So he's got to think that. If he doesn't, who does?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did quite like geography. I did all right at it, but despite missing off the lesson every week. But yeah, like trying to stop somebody in a musical family from going to the music lesson not going to happen.
No, it's not very good, is it?
Even though I turned out to be the greatest musical disappointment the family's ever produced.
What, even with drums?
It was kind of gutting. The first week of school, I was so looking forward to Friday because that was the first music lesson of the week, and I was going to choose guitar because, of course, it was, And what I didn't realise is by then all the kids that were wanting to learn guitar had already gone and signed up for lessons, so there weren't any slots. So I went, what else is in a rock band? Drums.
Drums.
But I did years later, I was passing a music shop and I saw a guitar in the window that looked a bit cool. And at the time, I was thinking of my granddad who said, look, I don't care what you play or if you play professionally, just play something for yourself. And I saw this guitar and I thought, I'm going to buy that. And I did. And I didn't really do very well with it. I have like 4 guitars now and 2 ukuleles, but the problem is when Jason moved in, because he can do music, I think I kind of annoy him with how bad I am. So I've stopped practicing.
I keep telling you have a better sense of beat
A better sense of rhythm.
my ex did,
Yeah,
who
because
actually did do music.
yeah, but he was a guitarist
Exactly.
who hadn't had any grounding in drums, therefore he had no rhythm.
Well, Jason, now you've got all the help you need now. That you can give you tips.
No,
and
it's the
things.
opposite.
play the
It's the
guitar.
opposite.
Ah,
He has standards that he doesn't want to hear something awful.
excellent.
So so I don't practice anymore. I always wanted to
Both
have a
you
piano
both
in
could
the
learn
house as
guitar.
well.
If you've
now
got
we
4,
have-
you can both learn guitar.
True, but I don't think Jason's interested in learning guitar.
Another
Doing enough
instrument.
instruments. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
always
my
wanted to have a piano because I played the piano when I was younger as well, and stuff. But
That's
of
my
course,
wife.
I
It's a
haven't
musical
practiced.
one.
Sorry.
My wife's a musical one. She played piano. And
Oh my days.
The thing is, now we've got a keyboard. I don't dare touch it. That's Jason's baby.
Yo.
I haven't played it for ages either, ever since my sustain pedal broke. But I can't be asked to just buy another one.
We can just buy
God.
another one, you know.
I know.
Okay, right then. Getting back to the story. Yes, you were questioning Turnberg.
Yes.
Have you any more questions for Turnberg? I mean, you can get you pictures of the 2 guys you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we'd like him to keep us abreast of all developments and send us any copies of any paperwork.
Okay, you can do that.
Lab analyses and more reports and that kind of stuff.
He will put together a dossier on the current victims and get it over to you.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking while I was smoking outside, if maybe wasn't it worth it to ask him about some weird activities that maybe the sanctuary witnessed or got a hold of at spaceports or something, because these artifacts must be coming in from somewhere.
He's right. Okay, so he says that yes, they have looked at the spaceport. And they've done they've gone in and done a big audit on what they can find. Everything seems to be all in order. There doesn't seem to be anything coming through the spaceport at all. Everything is identified, cross-checked, and
It's undoubtedly
how it's coming in. Sorry.
It's undoubtable to me that if you're looking at any kind of official paperwork, it's not going to show up because the people with power will be the ones importing.
We'll just wave it through.
What we will need is to understand if the items have any kind of a mission that we can set up some kind of independent check for.
Are you asking him to get one?
I don't know if I'm comfortable being in the presence of such heretical corruption. But I'd be interested to hear the lab reports.
Okay.
Or read the lab reports, rather. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. Can do that. He will do that for you. Is there anything else?
I have nothing short of thanking him for his discretion and diligence.
Anything to help the Inquisition and further the Emperor's will. He says, "Well, obviously you know how to get hold of me. If you need anything else, please let me know."
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, Detective, and we'll be in touch. and make sure to share the documentation as soon as you
He will
can.
do. So he leaves if you've got nothing else for him.
I can come up with anything.
No. Same.
What?
Okay, so you've done that bit.
So,
You've got your.
Watch him
your-
take another 2 times however many hours to do the paperwork and get it to us.
Well, he's going to take a while to get the paperwork together.
Yeah.
So he's not going to have to give you the originals. It has to be copies, obviously.
Yeah. So we should get reconning as soon as we can.
Okay,
So
so
we'll put a van on either side. So whichever way they come out, we'll have them covered.
who is where? Who's at the front?
That's
Who's at
the
the
question,
back?
isn't it? Who's good at perception stuff?
And what sort of cycles are you working in? There only being 3 of you.
Who's got perception?
I
I-
got 38.
Yeah, I've got 13 perception.
Okay, you both beat me.
Oh, okay.
Do I have? I got good stealth, but not.
Yes,
I'm
I
not
also
the
have
most
some stealth. So presumably the front is the most well lit, right? So whoever's got high
Definitely
perception
being
should
really
really go
well-
around the
most-
back.
Yes, it'll definitely be the most well lit.
I'm going to assume he's going to come out the front. Being a lord, he's not going to care that he's observed. So maybe the second person goes at the front, like me being the weakest would go at the front as well. In terms of
Yeah.
perception. And
Yeah.
then Lothos, you have the best perception. Maybe you guard the rear by yourself, but we'll stay on comms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And how long are you staying for? What I mean, you're going straight there after this
We've
meeting.
got no other lead, so we'll just do this
yeah,
until
we'll see.
something better comes
Okay.
along.
You wait
Yeah.
5 weeks.
5 weeks later.
Oh shit, we
20
didn't check
hours
the
to get
post.
Right, okay. So let me
We'll
go
get
to-
the servants to call us if any information comes through in the meantime.
Yes,
So we'll give
good
a com
idea.
link to the servant. Not a com link community, but like a phone or whatever this planet has for a pager or something.
Okay.
Can you
Okay, so-
recall me how does the fate points work? As in, I can add 10 to my value
You can.
Or you roll.
or reroll.
Right, okay, so fate points. You can re-roll a test. You can gain +10 to a test, but you must choose that option before you roll the
Before
dice.
rolling, yeah.
You can add 1 degree of success to a successful test. That can be chosen after you've rolled. You can count as having rolled 10 for initiative. You can instantly move 1d5 damage from a character, but that cannot be used to remove critical. You can instantly recover from being stunned, or you can remove all levels of fatigue.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if we are staking the house and I am to roll perception or anything of sorts, I think I'll spend a fate point to add 10 before rolling. So that brings me
Okay.
to 48 of perception. And then I'm rolling. And see how that goes.
Okay.
Pa-pa-ra-pa-pa-pa-pam.
So does someone want to roll for the front?
Well, both Jason and I are observing the front. I've got no hope, and I've rolled my second 98 of the session.
Yeah, I fell too.
All right,
rolled
I'll do a
66.
+10 then before I roll.
You failed with your +10, Giorgio.
Yeah, because I had a total of 48 and then rolled a 66.
Oh, okay.
And
So
that is
that
still a
failed
fail.
either way.
I
That's
also
still a
failed.
fail. Okay.
We all fall asleep.
Okay. Oh, fuck me. I closed the rule book. Do you have it open in front of you, Phil?
I do.
Because I don't recall what science science is. If
In
it
what
is
way do you
something as a skill. I got
Science.
science
It's
science, and I
perception.
don't recall. Yeah, but I don't recall what that does. What that is,
Oh,
if
okay.
it's worth
Oh,
to
okay.
roll or anything.
Science. Science. There we go. Let me just give me just a second.
Yeah, of course. No
for,
rush.
for your.
No, I want it quickly.
Come on. Why isn't it? Okay. Scroll through, find it. Bloody search. P. There we go. Perception. So, aptitudes perception psycho. It's a half action. Those with science skill sense the currents and eddies of the warp and the immaterium. Characters can use the skill to detect the presence or absence of daemons and use of psychic powers. Science also allows detection of physical phenomena, disturbances, voids, or other areas where the flow of the immaterium has been unsettled or disrupted.
Okay, I think I want to roll that too.
Okay.
After failing my perception check.
Okay. So
I got a +10 to that.
yeah, and you also get another +10 to that.
So that makes a 58. And all right, that's a 48. So just there.
Just there. Oh, well, that's one level success higher. No, yes, 2 levels success higher, isn't it? Success. One
It's
level.
a 48 out of a 58.
You're at 58, but you're 10 higher. You've gone 10 higher.
Oh, so how
level
much
No,
is the
no,
thing
no, no,
I
no. Sorry, I
noticed?
got a base of 38. Science, I added another 10, which is 48, which
Yes.
is what I rolled, and I
But then
spent
you
the
have,
faint points earlier on perception, so that's a 58. Is that correct?
well, you had,
Or I messed
and then
something.
I gave you an extra 10, didn't I, as well?
Okay, so that's 68 total.
68. So what
Jesus.
happens is every 10, so if you're meant to roll a 20 and you get a 10, that's 1 degree of success.
Okay, so that's 2.
So there's 2 degrees of success. Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Okay. So yeah, you sit there in your surveillance vehicle. You can't see anything. Nothing's happening. It seems to be quite dull in the long hours, but you get the feeling come over you that there is a presence. There is a disturbance coming from probably you think one of the upper floors of the house you're looking at, and you're probably thinking it's 3rd, 4th floor maybe. And you can definitely tell that it is a with that 2 degrees of success. You think it's an eddy in the warp.
That's what? Sorry?
It's an eddy in the warp. So you get that feeling. It's not what's the way of describing it?
So this guy is
nearby warp activity happening.
This guy is getting these stones, potentially getting these stones via a warp creature. This is heresy. It's heresy, even if that theory is wrong. That's still heresy. He shouldn't be controlling, making contact with the warp. That is a privilege reserved only for the Emperor and his navigators.
So Giorgio will be able to. You'll have some sort of like communication set up, so you will be able to impart that to you at the front of the house.
Yeah, I was just double checking because I wanted to pinpoint that maybe given the decay of the mansion, this might involve some sort of Nargol activity, maybe. the chaos god of disease, decay, destruction, and whatnot.
Not exactly that. No, you're feeling more of it's more of a warp eddy. There's something happening.
Okay.
It's almost like like a black hole would draw things in. You feel it feels like that. The warp is being drawn to a point within the house in a smaller way, not
Not an actual rift or anything.
There are three possible courses of action in front of us that I can see. See, one is we go in and investigate. That does blow our cover.
Yeah.
Second is that we arrange for the sanctuaries to do it, but that means we get an extra level of exposure with them, or we continue observing this heresy and wait for a more opportune moment. Our goal here is to see if this guy is a middleman in something else, or if he is the key player. My intuition says that if he's a middle player, he's talking via the warp, we're not going to get any higher by observing him.
Okay, so as you sit there, because you've actually failed your observation rolls, you sort of jump awake. You've nodded off during the surveillance because it's been a long day. You've been tired. You've got no one to take over your roles, and just in time, something obviously brought you awake. And this is I'm talking to Gaius and Regia now. You see a man. Tall, broad-shouldered, neat clothing, very stern-looking. Walking up to the house, he turns the gate up the steps and just enters the house and shuts the door.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry.
immediately sort of get the other's attention. Someone's gone inside.
Let's do I'm going to do a playback on the video because we picked it up quite late. I want to see how much, when he entered frame, did he approach us at all? Did he observe us?
No, he's keeping his head fairly down as he walks. He's actually, you can see sort of like one side of his face, and he is looking quite stern. He's not looking around or anything. He's just walking to that. He was going to that house. He went there and went in.
Okay.
It seemed to be a very casual move for him.
Let's. First thing I'd like to do is contact our the staff at the Lord Filgham's house and see if the pictures have arrived yet.
Right. Okay. So you contact them at.
They won't know, because they won't have looked at it, will they? Because it'll be discreet.
It will.
If any post has arrived.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe we would have been transmitted the documentation rather than actual paper.
Oh, true.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't know. I give that as an assumption, but
You did ask for it to be sent to his house, though.
Oh yeah.
That's why I also assume paperwork.
Yeah. No, you're totally right.
Because you asked for paperwork, didn't you? Yeah. There's. They say yes. There's a fairly sizable document package. Well, not documents, but a package turned up for you. Quite weighty, quite dense.
So we've got an option. We either continue observing, see if that person leaves, or and during which maybe I've quite a good vehicle handler, or maybe we get a taxi to take one of us back and pick up the documents, see if we can identify who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
Should we do that, or do we pick him up if he leaves? In which case, you'll probably want me present for that. Do we pick him up? Do we follow him if he leaves? We still don't know who he is.
He wasn't armed, was he?
Let's go back through the video.
Do me a scrutiny test.
Oh, another 9% chance of
Oh,
success.
Got a
God,
video,
yeah, same for me,
you've got a video,
9%.
so I'll give you plus 10 because you've got a video. You can.
Oh,
Okay.
19.
19. And I rolled 20.
Oh, I passed! Haha.
Okay.
Very nice.
You can see that under his clothes, yes, there are bulges. He is armed.
Yeah, also, I was thinking that if we were to, like, intercept him when he leaves the house, there isn't really any scenario where we can just let him go after we are done with him.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Either we arrest him or we dispose of him.
It's a question of do we follow him?
Oh yeah,
Or-
that might do, but oh god damn it. Okay, we don't. I was thinking that maybe could have been wiser asking the detective how much time did the symptoms get to show, but we would need to know when the victims would have come in contact with the artifacts, and of course we don't know that.
I like the idea of following him if he comes back out.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll head back to the house.
Okay.
Okay. I'll get a taxi back, and then I think what I'll do is I'll hire some kind of land vehicle, so we've all got like maybe a motorbike or something.
Okay.
Okay. So, so you two sit there, continue your watch. Becky, you go back to Pilgrim's house. On entry, you are past this large package by various and you're left to open it with your own devices. Are you taking it back to your own rooms, or?
Yeah, I'm going to open it in privacy. Just going to immediately look at the two pictures.
Okay, the two pictures you look at. You got two pictures. One is of, and the names are written on the back of the picture. One is of
Thanks, Drenwell and Landscape.
Gideon, and the person you saw enter the house is sank.
That is right. Okay, I'll immediately let them know that it was the bodyguard.
Yep.
And then let's just have a look at what other paperwork we've got. So
you've got crime scene reports from each of the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you've got photographs and description of the items. You've got autopsy reports, and you've got a report on the investigation at the spaceport, Voidport.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So that's all in there.
Okay, but there's no lab results for the stones yet.
There's a report on them.
Mm-hmm.
But it says they seem to defy any sort of investigation that the sanctuary can actually undertake.
Right. So no sort of base scientific analysis like it's got emissions on these spectrums or nothing like that.
No.
Hot, cold. No. Okay.
They are. Let me just see what about the. I'll give you a little description of what they actually say. It's cold to the touch. These items are of various sizes. They tend to be of geometric shapes. They all tend to be dark. They can be green, red, purple, but very dark. That just looks like black. It's only just discernible that they are might be a different color. Light reflects off its surface. They're quite heavy, perfectly smooth. They give the impression of being old, but there's no marks of age or any tooling marks on them.
Why would they think it's old if it's shiny and smooth? That would look new.
I think it gives the impression of being old.
How? You've described something new.
It's like a feeling you get.
A feeling.
They are
Okay.
quite disturbing when you're in their
So
presence.
psychic presence.
Like
so
an ancient
we'd need a
power.
psycho to detect them.
Oh no! If we only had one.
Yeah, apparently. Okay.
He's just remembered he's booked a holiday.
And if I check the investigation at the spaceport, did they do any? Do they have any kind of psychic scanners or
No.
no? So they wouldn't have picked it up. Okay. Well, I'll relay all of that information, of course, and then I'll sort out a rental motorbike and bring all the documents back with me.
Okay, you can bring them all with you. Okay, so you can return to the house within like a half an hour back. Let's say so it's reasonably close.
So yeah, and then we'll continue the observation. Then I guess.
Yeah, okay, you continue observation. Time passes by. There doesn't appear to be anyone come out. Lights sort of come on as it gets darker. You'd seem to be the main room downstairs stays dark. There's one light up on the third floor that's comes on and stays on, and various other lights go on and off around the house, but none of the big rooms downstairs seem to be
Once it
lights that come on.
settles, how would you guys? Do you think we should maybe risk a little investigation into the floor where you detected the void? Maybe we don't even need to enter; just look through a window.
So you're talking about the third or fourth floor where Giorgio found that. How are you going to get up?
We could grapple down and have a little
Okay.
look with the camera.
You want to climb?
Well, I'm thinking of grappling down from the roof. Getting onto the roof hasn't been decided how yet, but
Well, yeah, how are we going to get on the roof? Climb, surely.
That strikes me as potentially dangerous, but let me have a look. Athletics. Put it this way, it becomes a roll. What's that? Oh, that's based on strength.
It's probably going to end up being in some sort of roll, isn't it?
In the nicest possible way, if we do any kind of roll at the moment, we've got nothing that has an over 50% chance of success with our stats, right?
Yeah.
Except for
I'm
my
aware
shooting.
of that.
Don't think I want to be 2 stories up with a less than 50% chance of survival.
Yeah, I was actually thinking if...
I won't kill you just yet.
No, not that, but I was thinking if maybe we could get a hold of some sort of remote drone camera kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that we can
Right.
avoid to break our necks falling to our death. That might be cool.
Yeah, you could potentially have something like that. Yeah, when you were buying your kit, cameras and whatnot. Yeah, you say you got a drone, because I'm aware, like you say, you're base level at the moment, and vulnerable.
The drone, though, does make noise, doesn't it?
Stealth drone? Is that what you want?
Yeah. It would have to be something
Well,
quiet if
yes.
we're going to fly it out to a window. That's the
If
point.
that's the thing.
Camera on a pole.
You know what?
Like
Yeah,
That's
disguise it as a
stories
banner.
up, 5 stories
On a
up.
stick.
Nobody will suspect a thing. Like a 12 meters pole with a camera on top of
I'm
it.
Actually-
cleaning the gutters.
All we'd actually have to do, you're right, is fire a grappling hook over the house and then tie a camera to the rope. And
Or do they have on this
Just
planet?
lower it
Oh
down.
God, what are they called? You know, the guys in the Victorian period who'd use those poles to tap on people's windows to tell them what time of day it was.
To wake up, yeah.
Yeah, but have the camera on.
Chimney sweep with the camera on.
Yeah.
No, I mean, a telescopic pole shouldn't be too hard to acquire on a planet with plenty of industry.
You could probably
I
get a
mean,
telescopic pole
It's
through.
still kind of noticeable.
Noticeable, yes, but it's a single roll. It's not climb and then observe, and you know what I mean.
Oh, Mrs. Meta.
No, but I mean, it's not exposing us to the danger of climbing up the side of a house.
Yes, that could be dangerous. That is true.
All we'd have to do is sneak up at night when everyone's asleep.
Theoretically.
Bonuses, close method.
Theoretically, yes.
You know, and stick a pole up near a window, and the only thing we have to do is not bang the pole into the window. And if 2 people are holding the pole, that's not.
And not getting caught in the meantime.
Yeah.
That's 2 rolls.
Yeah, how often are people looking out their windows around here?
Oh, yeah, sort of like as it gets nighttime, they'll draw the curtains and it won't happen
Exactly.
anymore.
As long as we don't
They will
make
draw
noise,
the curtains. We
Excuse
won't
me.
see shit.
Yeah.
we want to look inside the one room that's still got the light on there, don't we? The 2nd floor.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Mm. Mm.
Well, I suggest we're not going to get a telescopic pole in the middle of the night, but if we get one tomorrow and the same thing happens, we're covered.
I'm assuming the bodyguard hasn't come out.
He's
yet.
not come back out, no.
No.
You must have missed him. He was either out or you missed him leaving and you saw him return.
Well, exactly. So we need to try and get a hold of him when he's actually out.
Hmm.
We've got to catch them leaving. That's the point. We want to follow them.
So, are you sleeping in your van? So you're returning to?
That's what surveillance is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take
I'd like-
turns sleeping, I guess.
Yeah. I'd like to still make a mental note, though, of what time Sank returned.
Yes, you can do that. Yeah. Yeah, whatever time it was, you can. Yeah,
Oh, wait. Hang on. Can we not just rewind back and
Yes, we can.
just see when he leaves?
Yes.
What time?
Oh. Yeah, could we do a fast forward play type thing to see? if we
Okay,
missed-
you don't see him leaving.
he left before we got here.
Okay. So early morning.
Or he snuck out.
Yeah, but then Lothos would have seen him.
Yeah, if there was another way out, he'd probably come back that way, wouldn't he? So
Mm.
he must have been out for most of the day.
All right.
Okay.
That's fine. We'll observe through the night, but we'll we've got 3 of us and 2 vantage points. We'll take
Yeah,
it in turns, and
okay.
we'll appreciate that. We're probably going to have some gaps in coverage.
You watch the house for the rest of the night, and lights go off
Actually,
gradually.
here's a thought. What if we get some sleep, but we leave the van's recording, and we just check the tape in the morning on fast forward?
Yeah, you could do that.
Because I know it means we'll miss the opportunity to follow them, but if they are going out at night, then, which, as far as we can see, they aren't because they were out in the day, right? At least we'll be fresh tomorrow. What do you say?
Yeah. Okay.
It won't be that fresh
Okay.
sleeping in the van, but
So as you set the cameras to watch the house, gradually as it gets later and later, the lights go off, but this one light remains on for the entire night. Okay, and as you review the tapes in the morning, no one left or entered the house after you went to sleep.
Okay.
okay. Well, I am going to take the motorbike,
Mhm.
go to a McEmperor's, and get the breakfast
Okay. What you do see while you're watching the other two, quite openly, there's no roll needed, it's quite open. Servants do come and go from the house. Their uniform is a little bit sort of oldish. They seem normal people, as far as you can tell. Like I said, despite their a bit dishevelled appearance, they go about various businesses, buying groceries or supplies and whatnot. Just a general bustle you would expect from a house during the day, although perhaps not as much as you would expect from a noble's house. A bit less.
So how many staff does he appear to have?
You only see a couple, three leave the building during the day.
So he knows them personally. Okay.
Because as been mentioned, his house seems to be failing, so staff has decreased. There hasn't been a need for the same number of staff as when it was a busy, bustling household. They've only kept on a few of the most faithful servants, sort of thing. But they all do seem to be normal people, however, a bit dour and a bit subdued.
All right. Well, I'll bring the McEmperors round to Lothos's van. I'll try and be sneaky about it. I don't want to stand out as I return with a motorbike to a van type thing, something ridiculous like that. So I shall be sneaky. Yeah. I do actually have the stealth skill, so it's a chance of success, no matter how remote. But I guess we're waiting for one of the two key players to leave because it's kind of the only lead we have.
Yeah.
You wait and wait, but they do not reappear.
We need to go look at that room tonight, don't we?
Yep.
I think we do.
We do.
I'll make a call to see if I can organise a telescopic poll.
You can make a telescope. You can get a telescopic.
Like a telescopic pole roll.
You can. We'll say you can get a telescopic pole.
Yeah. We'll fashion a camera onto the end of that. Prepare for the night, I guess.
Okay.
Sneak up.
Okay, so I'm going to need a stealth roll for your camera shenanigans.
Okay.
All right. How much of a bonus can we try to negotiate with the GM for this? It's night, so it's dark. Nobody would expect it. It's a silent maneuver.
Certainly, you get a +10 for it being dark.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
Also, no one would expect it. That is true, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would expect anybody to pull that. So, and then what did you say that one was?
It was also in an environment where there isn't anybody looking. There's no one there. Middle of the night, so there's no fruit there.
Oh, you can have a +20. What do you reckon about +20?
No, you're so
Total of
kind.
On
That'll give me
stealth.
46 to go
I'm
under.
going to put a fate point on it.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
same.
30. Well, I think we only need 2 people. So if you've got,
I'm going +20. Oh, 2. Sorry, Becky.
I think we only need 2 people to actually go out there with the camera. One to do it really, and then the other person to make sure it doesn't hit the window. But actually, to be honest, the more people we have, the more chance of failure. Maybe it should just be one of us.
Yeah, I'm at 42 now.
I'm at
46.
61.
Oh, well.
So
then,
shall I?
Yes.
Shall
Yes,
I
you do.
do this bit?
Mm-hmm.
I rolled 09.
9.
So that is many levels of success. 5,
Like
I think.
a fucking lot.
That's not too shabby at all, is it? Actually. Okay, let me just. Okay. You can see on the camera. Are you watching this live or are you videoing?
Well, it's being recorded to Gaius would be seeing it.
Okay.
It'd be that van, wouldn't it? So front.
That's the wrong piece. So I am. No, that's not right. Oh, is it? What am I doing? Yes. Okay. So before you on the screen is a study. It's a scene of chaos, really. Embossed books, fine quills are strewn haphazardly about, while parchment ink and a lamp have been knocked over on the desk. Sitting at the desk is Gideon. You've identified from the pictures. He seems to be sitting very motionless, and he's staring at something on the desk. Okay, and it's a small black orb on the desk. And as Gaius is watching, you can tell he's not actually motionless, Gaius. He's actually shaking a little bit. But it's the whole body. It's not just his head, or he's shivering all over. His whole body is shaking, and he starts to mumble something as he's sitting there, just staring down at this orb.
I assume we are in comm with you, so we can hear the mumbling.
You can do, or you can't hear. You can't hear it.
Yeah, we've just got picture.
You just got
We'll see the mouth.
Picture. Okay.
I can hear what you guys are saying, but I'm being stealthy, so I'm not going to say anything. So obviously, I can point the camera around as you direct, because you can see it, guys.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So as you're standing, see Becky's holding the pole. Gaius is watching. You can even have a feed over to Lothos's van if you want.
Might as well.
You can see that he suddenly shakes violently, Gaius, and he falls to the floor, niggling on the floor, and his hands come up to his face, and he starts screaming, babbling incoherently, and you can see he's clawing at his own face now.
We need to get inside.
okay. I pull out the gun and the sword. These are named, by the way. My iron will repeater and my huge shaft pattern anti-heretic sword, and then I apply sword to door, followed by boot.
Okay, you swipe at the door with the sword. The sword will cut easily through the door. That's not a problem. However, strangely, the door doesn't appear to be locked.
I have overkilled the door.
So it does open. Inside in the hall, there is a open mouth servant. Obviously not prepared for anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
There's at least
Inquisition,
of his
in the name of
problems.
the God Emperor, stand aside as I charge up the stairs.
Okay, well, you've entered into a large hallway. Okay, it is fairly dilapidated. It's fairly dusty. Nothing's been kept. At one time, it was quite well appointed. There's a large stone staircase that goes up to a balcony that runs right around the hallway, with doors off of that. When you get to the top of the stairs, there's another stair going up again to another floor.
Mm-hmm.
You can see on the balcony is Sank. He's leaning on. As you enter, he's leaning on the railings, looking down over the hallway, as if he was talking to the servant that was in the hall. As you burst through the door and shout that, he stands upright and his hand goes inside his jacket.
I shoot him immediately.
Are we following her, Gaius?
I shoot.
Oh, we're totally following. I'm following anyway.
Somebody said we've got to go in. I went in. I assume I'm not alone.
Yeah. I said we. You know. Can't blame him for that.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
immediately shoot. If he's reaching gun, I don't care if it's a mobile phone.
we need to get to Lance before he dies. Valuable information.
38, 384. Okay, I've got to go to 384
And
seconds.
already in my mind, if Lance is the target, then Sank is the killer. I might
Makes
be
sense.
wrong, but he's reaching for a gun / mobile phone.
Is that him? Yes. Okay. So I need initiative roll.
Okay.
How
I've
does
rolled some
initiative
dice,
work?
and I've rolled them, and I have no idea.
Okay,
If I have to
characters
apply it.
each roll a d10. Okay, and add their agility bonus.
How do
Okay.
we calculate an agility bonus?
It's just the modifier.
Yeah.
What's the modifier? I don't understand.
Yeah,
Just
same.
Do you
And
not
I
have
didn't
your...
understand how many dice do I have to roll?
One. One
One.
So
d10.
your modifier is just the same number as the tens of each of your main characteristics.
Oh, right. Okay. Did not have that.
Okay, that's
Oh,
what's in
yeah,
there.
that's
so
rather
basically-
nice.
It's
I
not.
got-
I've got a load of stats that end in 8s and 9s, so I haven't got any. I'm just missing the bonus.
Well,
So
Okay,
I-
that's my agility.
That's your initiative roll anyway.
Is it
Okay,
add or
so
deduct? So we're going for high.
High, yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
1d10 plus your modifier.
Oh fuck! I rolled a 1.
okay, so if I got it correctly, I got 32 in agility, so I roll a d10 and add 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't roll as badly as me, because I'm getting
Go.
shot first by a mobile phone.
Okay. Okay, so he's rolled a. What was that? What's this? He's rolled a 36. No, he hasn't. What am I talking about? 36.
What?
He rolled.
But he's got
He's rolled 8.
350 or more in his stack.
He rolled 8.
Okay, good.
He's going after
So I go
Gaius.
first.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? So what you do now is, okay, you can have one full action. You have 2 half actions.
hmm
Okay.
Well, here's a caveat for you.
Oh, okay.
I have the talent Quick Draw. So I'm going to first draw my weapon as a free action.
Yes.
I'm going to draw a lasgun to basically back up Ragier. And I'm also going to shoot him, but more to the aim of, kind of destabilizing him. Try and aim for the leg if I can.
Suppression fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. If you'd like to roll me,
Fire.
he will roll a dodge.
So, with weapon rolls, then obviously I've got weapon or ballistic skill. But is there anything else that I add to that?
Yes. Now, do you have fast draws? That's okay. Do you have anything like hard target or as a talent? Do you have a sight on your last gun?
No, it's just a basic. It's a basic lasgun. No other talents apart from just the weapons training.
Okay, then unless you're skilled in it, have you got a skill for ballistics? Is it
There is no skill for ballistics.
No.
okay, let me get back at all. Page 100. Dodge, no, you don't. There is nothing else then.
Okay.
Just roll your flat roll.
Yes. Let's roll.
Well, doesn't the weapon training add 10 though?
So what, sorry?
Oh,
Doesn't weapon
Oh,
training
yes, it
add?
does. You're right. You're right. It does. Having
It's
weapons
just a
does.
question though. Maybe it just means
Yeah.
it's known and you don't get -20. But
does it actually?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
okay.
That's a lot of degrees of success then. So basically,
Oh.
I'm rolling under 60 and I got 15.
Wow, that's not bad. He failed.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, he did. He failed. Quite bad. He got an 81. So, are you trying to hit him in the leg? You said.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you've hit him in the leg. If you want to roll me some damage.
I certainly will. Not so good. That's still 5 total.
5 damage. Okay. Well, you said you weren't trying to kill him.
No.
So that is about yeah. So okay, you hit him on the leg. He does spin as he falls because obviously you've hit him and he's thrown one leg out and he falls down on the balcony as he was trying to draw his weapon. Okay, so yeah, you fired a shot.
It's his go.
So who's next? Lothos, what are you up to?
I'll try. I'm having trouble to concentrate. I'm sorry. I'm pretty tired.
Okay.
How many people is there as we enter the mansion?
There's a
Just
servant.
the one.
There's a servant on the ground floor, open mouthed at what's happening, and there's the bodyguard up on the balcony. There's just 2 people. Apart
Up
from
on the
Becky in front
balcony.
of you.
Okay, so I guess the whip is not an option for the guy on the balcony. Also, I mean, it might be because I got a range of 3 meters.
No, it's further than that. You've got to cross the
Farther,
floor.
farther there. Okay. Okay, so I'll try.
And he's on the floor now as well. Jason's just taking him down, so he's on the floor.
Okay. Fuck me. I mean, I don't really want to shoot anybody, also because I'm shit, but because I don't want to risk and
Question.
kill them.
Wouldn't you be coming in from the back of the house because you're at the other van?
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be coming in from the back of the house because you were in the other van?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so you can kick open
yeah, I
the
don't
back
know.
gate,
Mhm.
cross the small patch of garden to the back door, and kick your way in through that into the kitchens. In here, there are a couple of people cooking, and they stop in amazement, and one of them drops to their knees and sort of puts their hands over the head when they see your weapons.
Mm-hmm. I'll just gesture them to shut the fuck up and don't move while taking out my gun and quietly get out of the kitchen and maybe see which stairs or corridors I am.
From the kitchen, you can see a corridor in front of you. You can actually see at the end of the corridor the front doors, where you can see Becky and Jason coming through that front door.
Mm-hmm.
And off to your left, you can actually see an open door that would lead to a dining room. The lights are off in there, and the table is not set.
Heresy.
Disgusting. Okay, so Becky. No, it's him now, isn't it? It's the bodyguard.
Yes,
So
he should be before me. Yeah.
okay,
I
so
rolled
he's
that
sprawled
bad.
across the floor. See, he did get very bad, didn't he? He got an 81, which is like 2 levels below what he needed. So yes, as he falls, his gun goes out of reach, and he's trying to reach it. And he can't get there, and his leg is starting to bleed in, and his trousers are all shredded. Jason's shot him, so go over to you.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to sheath my last pistol, pick up his gun as I run past, and continue up the stairs.
You can shoot him again.
No, I figure if he's incapacitated and just reaching for his gun, I
Yeah.
figure I'll just take his gun and carry on up the stairs.
Okay, yeah, sure, you can do that. Yeah.
Because without his gun, what's he going to do? He can't walk me.
Yeah.
The
The screaming from upstairs.
So
The screaming from upstairs continues. It's loud, and it's sort of very sort of desperate and quite shocking, quite heart-wrenching to hear this scream, which leads you directly to the office.
Just a quick question. I know I'm not going to spend any time really pondering it, but I have just picked it up. What weapon did he have?
He's got another las gun.
Okay, so las gun, not pistol. Okay.
So, yes, you arrive at the door. Right? So you and Jason arrive at the door, and you can hear Giorgio pounding upstairs behind you. You arrive at the study door.
Yeah. Stone door?
Study.
Study door. Okay, just through door.
Yeah, just a normal door.
Wherever that stone was, I'm going to use the las gun like a cricket bat and punt it out the window.
Oh, you want to knock it out the window? Oh,
I want to get it away for the moment, just into the garden.
Right.
I don't want to be near it. I don't want it near him.
Right. Okay. So if you could do me some sort of dex roll for that.
Dex or
even
skill?
a melee combat if you've got it.
Yeah, weapon skill, isn't it? 42.
Yeah.
For my weapon skill. If it's an athletics thing, then that's known.
It's moving. It's not moving, so you can have a +10 because it's just sitting there.
Okay. Don't have any talents to help, but yeah, I've got athletics known, and so right, 52. That is a pass with one additional level of success. Okay,
so you hit it with this not your last gun, I take it with you.
Yeah, the one I picked up. Yeah.
Okay, you hit it with that. When you connect, it is surprisingly solid to you. You weren't expecting it. It seems a lot. It seems it would be like 3 or 4 times the size. It's that heavy. It lifts off the table and doesn't go up into the window, but hits the bottom panes of the window, cracks the window, and sort of slowly, it doesn't fly out and into the garden. It sort of hits and just keeps going through the window and just falls off the edge of the windowsill to the outside. It's extremely heavy and doesn't move like anything you expected. Meanwhile, the las gun, you've smashed the hand grip of the las gun as it hit.
Yeah, toss it away. That's fine. And now, what's the guy doing? Has that helped?
Okay. He is lying on the floor in his shredded finery. He's screaming, he's babbling incoherently, and he's still clawing his own face. His lips are ripped into tatters, and blood streams from numerous cuts and tears across his face. Lying near him is a bloody letter opener and 2 pulped white globes that used to be his eyes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have some medical skill, so what I'd like to do, if one of the guys can restrain him, I'll try to tend to his wounds. Try to stop him from getting worse.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you do that, Gaius? Because I am really bad in restraining anything.
Well, yeah, I'm not great either, but yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
Well, we can work together to restrain him. We can all three of us pat him, and then you two hold him whilst I tend the wounds after.
Yeah, well, you say so. You can just sit on his legs or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Do a medical roll, then, Becky.
Okay.
He's not putting up any fight. He's you think he's weakening rapidly. There's a lot of blood on the floor. His eyes are the sockets are just welling with blood now.
Don't suppose I've got like an awful lot of pluses, do I?
You don't know. You need something to stop the bleeding. I mean, you haven't got a medical kit with you.
Okay. Didn't roll very well. I mean, like it's not like horrendously bad, but I'm not close. So the skills, like say,
Yeah, sure.
So,
but what you can roll for me, you can roll me a fear test, each of you.
Yes, I remember. How do I word this out again?
Yeah.
Let me see. What is fear again?
No idea.
Back to we just get through this bit. We've done.
Isn't that linked to your willpower or something?
It is, I believe. There we
dear.
go.
Yeah, I know.
Can't succeed at anything in this game unless you've got
It's Warhammer. It's
awful lot
brutal.
of bonuses.
It is brutal. Yeah, it is brutal.
Yeah, I mean, there's brutal and there's impossible.
There's
This
your odds
is
of
so
success are between
fucking
1
hard.
in 10, or if it's a good chance of hitting or something, it's a 1 in 3.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to attempt a strength roll, it will be 1 in 4. Which
I'm
is
about to attempt my 1 in 4 willpower test, from what I understand.
fuck yes.
That's a trait there. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. What's that? That was a psycho failure, wasn't it? Friends in no, not that one. No. Fear encounters. No, this is what it's going to be. Association, fear and madness. Okay. Yeah, Dark Heresy is Nightmares Galaxy. Blah, 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 blah. 50 degrees of fear. Corruption. Failing a fear test. Fear difficulties. Fear 1 disturbing. Okay, so you get no bonuses. So what are you rolling against? It is a willpower test, effectively.
Oh, pass!
Wow.
I passed with a level of success.
With a level of success. Excellent. How did everyone else do?
Hang on, maths. I'm trying to like halve and fifth it, but obviously we're not doing that. So
Automatically into Cthulhu mode.
Of course.
I got 2 degrees of success. I rolled a 7.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah, I
Dear
got
Giorgio, law
I
of
failed,
averages
of
says
course.
goodbye.
Of course I failed.
Okay.
I got
for
53 and I failed, of course.
For Giorgio, the view is disturbing. Viewing the scene of a gruesome murder or seeing a minion. Yeah, so.
I mean, I look into the fucking warp itself and I'm scared of. I mean, it's fair. It's fair.
Of what you see.
Okay, so you are badly startled. You can only take a single half action during your next turn.
Yay.
Okay, which isn't going to happen yet anyway. So yes. Despite your administrations, unfortunately, he does die in front of you.
That's no bloody good.
He shudders, and then his breath comes out, and he just lies still.
We do still have the bodyguard, though.
Let the interrogations begin. Best go downstairs and lock all the doors.
The bodyguard back on the balcony is
Bleeding out.
he's bleeding, but he has taken his belt off and used it as some sort of temporary tourniquet on his own leg.
Okay. Well, I'll go up to him, point my last pistol at him, and say, "Are you going to put up a fight, or shall I tend to your wound?"
Okay, so you need to.
Actually, let me rephrase that. Are you going to commit heresy, or shall I tend to your wound?
Sounds better.
What is everyone else doing? Or Becky does this, or you're all doing that?
I would probably search Lance's body for anything and kind of have a look around this room first.
Okay, you do that. you look around the room. We'll do that first because Becky's is a little bit more involved, I suppose. You can actually find in and around his desk small scraps of paper in his pockets and around on his desk, and it is saying there's different things that relate to Babyface and the wheel that shrieks.
And the what that shrieks?
What?
The wheel that shrieks.
Did I get Wheel of the Tricks?
A wheel that shrieks.
Shrieks, screams, wheel that screams.
Ah, okay.
No, sorry. Sorry. A wheel. Sorry, I've just found it. It's the pale child and the wheel that wails. That's what it is.
Well, that doesn't sound creepy at all. And these are just random scrawled notes on scraps of paper.
It is scrambled, but you do actually. If you can do me what role is that going to be? A scrutiny test.
Again,
Awareness test. Sorry, awareness test. Plus 20 awareness test.
Awareness. Oh, plus 20.
awareness.
I
Mhm.
can
Okay, so-
maybe attempt that.
So, okay.
Oh, yes, I can attempt that.
Oh, I'm rolling really well tonight. Okay, so that is that's technically just the 1 degree of success because I got a 12 under 30.
Yeah, same. 1 level of success.
Okay, so
One
as you
degree.
look through his room, both of you come across his journal. Amidst many, as you flip through quickly, amidst many pages of idle musings, vain gossip, and matters of commerce, there are a few relevant entries revealing much. The last few entries are undated, but speak of lost places, forgotten gods, and towers of bone. And then they tail off into incoherent ramblings, scattered with crude renderings of unidentifiable alien symbols and rough sketches of vistas. There is a note, a crumpled piece of parchment under Gideon's desk, noting a place called the Screaming Wheel, with a note about conducting business.
So, a bar, a tavern.
Okay, so over to Becky.
Mhm.
As you point your last pistol at the bodyguard, he sort of his hands go up. He says, "I'm not going to tell you anything."
So, you have chosen heresy.
I've chosen my oath, he says.
Your oath to the Emperor.
My oath to Gideon.
You just killed him, you fool.
He's dead.
We came here to rescue him. From you. His murderer.
Me? I've not done that. I've not killed him. I was keeping him alive. I'm sworn to
If you
keep him
truly
alive.
believe this, then perhaps we can show you the surveillance footage of what was happening to him under your watch. Certainly cut over the period of time it would take to convince you of that we're on the same side, it would appear, according to your words.
He says, "Well, he's been acting weird. He's been acting strangely. I've been trying to help him, to protect him, but no matter what I do, he deteriorates."
And how were you protecting him today when you were not even here?
I had to go out on some business for him. I
Which
had to
was?
deliver a package to somebody.
The package was, and the recipient was.
Okay, he seems very reticent to tell you that.
Okay, I shoot the carpet.
Oh, okay. Could you do me some sort of what's it called again? Intimidation.
I don't have a skill, but I am naturally 1/5 intimidating.
Well, there is interrogation.
You can have a plus 20.
Didn't help.
Oh, there is intimidate as a skill.
Yeah.
It's under strength. Mm.
I think the easiest way to solve this will be to actually show you that we're on the same side. So I'll secure him.
Mhm.
Lothos, perhaps you could do some wibbly wobbly brain stuff with the stone in the garden.
Oh, yes.
And I will actually get the security tape. And I will play it for him on whatever handheld device, whatever. I don't
What,
know, so that he can see.
the face rippy bit.
Yeah. So you can see that
Okay.
we were observing, and the reason we entered was because of that, just prior to our entry.
Okay, so yeah, he sort of like he appears to be broken. He starts his shoulders start sobbing, and he says, "It's that damn thing, that orb he got. I took payment to the baby faces.
And who are they?
They're a gang of clone boys that he does business with.
Cloned boys.
Cloud boys.
Cloud boys. Is this an orc tribe?
No, it's just a criminal gang, a street gang, quite violent.
Would
Right,
I have
okay.
heard of these Cloud Boys?
You possibly might have heard of Cloud Boys. They are, like I say, quite violent. They are into all sorts of underworld activity. Selling items or just one thing. He said, I just took him the money, the last payment on that orb he bought.
Do you know why he bought the orb?
He's become obsessed with ancient artifacts.
It's not ancient. Psychic phenomena like that, in order to have... He would have had to have had it before he became obsessed with it.
There's... Oh, sorry, what do you mean?
Well,
He's
exposure
obsessed with
builds
ancient
the obsession. So he wouldn't have started with the obsession.
No,
When did this begin?
he was obsessed with obtaining something that was
ancient.
an ancient artifact. There's been several pieces put onto the black market recently, and he was able to acquire this orb. Since then, it's the only thing he does. He doesn't eat. He doesn't sleep. He just spends hours and hours alone in that study with this orb.
Do you
He
have
says
details of all the pieces to have
these
hit
things.
the markets recently?
Sorry, what's on the market?
Do you have it? You mentioned several pieces have hit the black markets recently.
Mhm.
Do you have any kind of record or ledger of or recording or recollection of how many?
Oh, he doesn't because he's not selling them. It's the cloud. What's it called?
It's the Cloud Boys.
Lars has got this from the Cloud Boys.
The baby faces who are a Cloud Boy.
Yeah, the baby faces are a gang of Cloud Boys. Cloud Boys are like a
Is what you call gangs?
type of gang, yeah. But baby faces are is the name of their gang.
And the Cloud Boys presumably are a gang in the higher tiers of your hive?
No, they're street thugs.
Right. but you call
But
them
they have
cloud boys.
they have major connections.
Doesn't mean a cloud in the sky.
Ah, a dense cloud of pollution.
Mm-hmm. Or poison gas or something, you know.
So they do business out of a cantina in the lower hive called the Screaming Wheel.
Well, there we go.
The
It's a canteen.
Screaming Wheel, the cantina.
And what does Georgia want to do with this orb?
Sorry, you were saying babyface. Was that where that the thing that got corrected to the pale child?
Yes, sorry,
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
So the pale child at the wheel that wails is the Screaming Wheel.
Mm.
Yes. The baby face is at the Screaming Wheel.
Baby faces.
What does Georgia want to do with the orb? Are you going to?
Okay, so I will try and attempt another science check to see if that
Okay.
was the origin of the disturbance in the force that I witnessed.
Okay. Well, as you approach the orb in the front garden, you can do me a science test with +20 before you even touch it.
Plus 20. Don't mind if I do. One degree of success. 42 out of
Okay.
58.
As before you were in like 3 feet of it, your senses detect the stink of the warp clinging to the object.
We got to nuke this planet.
You think
It's the only
Exterminate
way
it.
to be sure.
you
Yes.
think if you were to hold this object, you could be in serious trouble. Being a psyker.
Okay, so what I do is nudge my head into the kitchen, ask for like a bag or a towel or anything, and safely get the orb out of the ground, and we'll find a way to analyze it somehow. Don't know how, but still.
Okay. As you pick it up, even through the bag or the towel or whatever, you have a brief flash of vision, like a waking dream. It's of a vast, barren alien landscape studded with massive and bizarre structures. Well, we another fear test, please.
A what?
Another
Yeah.
willpower test, please.
Willpower test. Okay, any bonus?
Nope.
No.
I don't care. I'm spending a fate point
Okay.
just to be sure. How often do we regain fate points? Just to
You
ask.
can have it all back at the end of this session.
Oh, fuck
Mwah.
yes.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Ah.
That's 3 degrees of success for you, mate.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Fuck me. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Jesus
Not too
Christ.
bad. So you
Yeah,
drop
but he's British. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so you can drop it back down again. You're probably the worst person to pick it up, to be honest. And leave it there for one of the other two to pick up. Okay. Is there anything
Yeah, I'm
else?
not doing that.
No.
Nobody's picking it up.
Fuck no.
You have been told by your inquisitors to secure any items.
Yes, but doesn't mean I have to use our hands.
Yeah. Or something flimsy like a towel.
We've got boxes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay, you can probably do that. But I mean, obviously with Georgia character being a psyker, just being near it is bad. Actually, even getting that close is just a no-no, really.
Oh, okay. I thought it would be the other way round, that he'd have the best clue as to what it was.
He's more open to it.
Yeah, thing is that, now that I recall, being a psyker means I'm more prone to lose my shit. So I'm more
Right.
sensible, but too sensible. so I would
Okay.
literally lose my shit.
But you gather
So,
the most information from the experience.
from a safe distance.
The problem is the information turns you mad.
Right.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
as we wrap up the session, is there anything else you want to do tonight?
I'm just tempted because there was a witness to me shouting Inquisition, and I'm not entirely sure what we should do with her.
Of the servant.
Yes.
Okay. So you could decide what you want to do with the bodyguard and the servant.
Yes. Maybe we should start a little commune of people.
The bodyguard's going to need some medical attention.
He is. I should do that. I should roll, shouldn't I? I said I would. So let me do that quickly. That is intelligence based. I should put a fate point. Oh, crikey! I didn't even need it, but I said I would, so I will. 4 levels of success.
Okay,
Treated
you
him
can
slightly better than
stabilize
the
it.
last guy.
You can possibly even save the leg above the knee. The bottom bit's going to have to be amputated, but you can save the rest of it.
There we
with
go.
that roll. You need to stash them somewhere, the 2 of them at least.
Yes, I think for the moment. Well, we probably need to get the what are they called again? Sorry,
Yeah, Filium.
the
The
police.
sanctuary. The
Well,
sanctuary.
you do also have your police contact.
I was thinking we should probably get the police contact around to deal with this murder, or the police to deal with this murder. In terms of these 2, actually, no. Do we even need? Well, yeah, he's got to have a death certificate, shit. But these 2, I think we need to whisk away somewhere for now, and then we'll just remove ourselves from the scene.
Okay. We can say you load them in the back of vans. You can decide what to do with them next week. You can load them in the back of vans and take them away. And on the way out, you can make the call to the police.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll let our detective know, and that we'll tell our detective that we've taken the witnesses.
Yeah.
Okay. And the globe. You would say we've got the globe as well?
Yeah, and it's secure, but that it was one of these situations. But yeah, we won't be touching it as we secure that. We'll use a box and stuff. And again, we need to think about where we're storing that, because I don't want to be anywhere near it.
Okay, so we'll call an end to the session there tonight then. Thank you for playing.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for running.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Anytime. Back next week with the continuation.
Indeed. Until then,
Yes.
for the 0 people who were watching, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.